Are you using a mic like this one right here that has XLR and USB on it, but yet you only use the USB? I mean, you really need to be using that XLR. You get so much more cleaner audio with that XLR. In order to get the XLR, you do have to have an interface. And I mean, I love Fifine. I mean, this is the Fifine Tank 3 right here. This is to me one of their best mics. It's a real overall good microphone. But this video is not about this microphone. This video is about their new SC8 audio interface, which now brings you closer to having a studio setup for very, very cheap. Okay, so Fifine's original one was SC3. Now they have the SC8. So SE3 is really, really good. It's what you're actually hearing me on right now. So this is what it sounds like going through the XLR right here. You really, really need to be taking advantage of that XLR because you get so much more cleaner audio. This is for PC. This is for PS4/PS5. All right, so here it is right here. So you got your game in your chat. So say you're in a game and your chat lobby just will not hush. They will not, respect you. And you're like, hey, 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 I got to hear them footsteps. You can literally go to the game and where you barely hear your chat right here, just at a dial up a button right here. You got your output volume, your microphone, depending on how loud you want to be. Of course, we want to keep it somewhere around the midpoint. And then you got your auxiliary. Right here, we got mic monitoring. So if you like to hear yourself and set things up before a stream, you can do that as well. 48-volt Phantom, 7.1 EQ, and then 4 customizables. Up at the top, we have our voice changer. We have auto tune, male, elder, female, monster, robot, baby, and megaphone. Okay, so that's going to bring us to the rear. I believe this first one is going to be for a light. That might be the power. We'll see when we turn it on here in a minute. You got whether you're doing PC mode or PS4 mode. You got your PC. This goes into your PC. You got your optical, your headphone, auxiliary in, your headset. And then, of course, one thing I really do like is depending on the microphone you use. If you use a condenser microphone, you just switch it on over to condenser. If you're using dynamic, switch it over to dynamic. And then, of course, where you plug in your XLR microphone. Okay, so what else you get in the box is a little auxiliary cable. And then, of course, a little bit of USB power cable to power this thing on. Okay, so when I was unboxing it, I told you about the switch in the back for condenser and dynamic microphone, which is right here in the back. So make sure you do know what type of microphone you have. That way you can set it. So right now it is on dynamic. If I go to, and I'm at, here, let me go ahead and make sure I'm at 50%. So right now I'm at 50%. I was just on 25%. I haven't moved any distance from the microphone. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go to condenser. I'm still at 50%. How does this sound? Did I get lower? I should have gotten lower because that's what it's going to do. It's going to lower the mic a little bit, and it's not going to sound what this microphone is supposed to sound like. Let me go ahead and go back to dynamic. Okay, so now I'm back on dynamic, and this is what the microphone should sound like. Again, I'm about 2 fists away from the microphone. I am at roughly a 45-degree angle. This is how I talk, whether it's on a boom arm or whether it's stationary like what I'm doing right now. All right, so back over to the overhead view. So we have mic monitoring, like I said earlier. If you plug in your headphones to this, you can monitor and hear your own voice. So even if you did have it on condenser versus dynamic, you would have noticed that right away. You have 48-volt Phantom. And you got 7.1 in EQ. This is for when your headphone is connected. So what I'll do is I'll show you right here. I'll bring it up in here. So right here, once I hit EQ, look at that. It went straight to game. If I hit it again, it went to music. If I hit it again, it went to movie. And if I hit it again, it turns it off. So once your headphone is on, you can click that as you're in the game, and it will help. It's an audio interface. It's not just for your microphone. It enhances all your audio. You got 4 customizable, which we'll go over at the end of the video. You can do different things with customizable. And then, of course, we have our voice changer. I'm only curious about the auto tune. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. This is on auto tune. Okay, now it's turned off. If you notice, anything that I do, once I activate it, the lights do turn white. And then when you are inactive on that button, they go back to the color that you chose. So here is megaphone. Mic check, 1, 2, 3.
This is Baby. Do you want to sound like a baby while you're in a game? It most likely sounds like a Hitmon.
I'm already a male. Does this make me more manly or?
Okay, so there you go. That's the SE8 by Fifine. You can also use this on your PlayStation 4 and 5. which is a really good plus. All right, so what y'all think of this little thing? I mean, I think Fifine did a pretty good job with this one versus the SE3. Not that the SE3 was bad. Auto-tune, I didn't really see a huge difference in the auto-tune if it made my voice sound any different. So now when it comes to the customizable buttons here at the bottom, these four. So what you do is I already customized 1 to A, and now I'm not going to talk and I'm going to hit the button. You can make this button whatever you want. So there you go. That's what you do. So now what I'm going to do is you're going to hear me record. I'm going to go ahead and hold down B, and I'm going to make me another customizable. Now this is, so say you have that nope, that nope sound or whatever, you can program it to this as well. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hold down the B button. Now it turned white, and I'm going to say Fifine has some of the best products for your hard-earned money. Okay, so now it's there, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit that button again. Now it turned white, and I'm going to say Fifine has some of the best products for your hard-earned money. And that's what it does. So you can customize it to say certain things. You are hearing me on the Fifine Tank 3 going through their SC8 interface, which I think is a heck of a combo. So yes, the 7.1 and the EQ messes with your sound in your headset. No one else can hear that but you. You can change it. Hopefully you got some insight out of this video and see all the features that it has to offer for your buying decision.
All right, so what you're hearing right now should be the Fifine Tank 6 going into the Fifine SC8, and this is the way it sounds, and it sounds pretty good, I would say, in my personal opinion, as far as me testing it beforehand, and I think I dialed it in where I want it to be. And again, it's going to depend on if you're using a condenser microphone, dynamic microphone. I still think a lot of people like condenser microphones because they sound more natural, but I do think dynamic microphones, depending on your scenario, being inside of a room, having two PCs really close, and you're streaming and a lot of stuff going on, and maybe you have cats and dogs and, you know, all this stuff going on in the background, you probably want a dynamic microphone to help cut that stuff out, and then you can do more of EQ processing later on, like through OBS or something like that, or even Wavelength 3.0 or wherever it's supposed to be coming out from Elgato, which is supposed to be free for everybody. And then you can tack on all those VSTs, and you can use something like this, so you can have a really cheap budget option set up to be able to do content creation. And it's just becoming easier and easier nowadays. So get you something like this, get you the Fifine AM8, which is very popular, one of the highest microphone sales that I have seen through my affiliate links since I've done that video and everything, and people really like that microphone. So I would suggest getting that, getting you a low profile boom arm from Fifine if that's what you want to do, or you want a high quality microphone like this one for your podcast or your streaming setup, or wherever you want it to be a little bit more professional. It is going to cost a little bit, but again, you could save on getting the audio mixer, and then you get those free VSTs and plugins and use those in tandem with OBS, or even the Wavelength 3.0 that's supposed to be dropping. I'm not sure at the time of recording when it's going to drop, but you can get that, and you'll be able to, you know, put VSTs and plugins on any audio channel, excluding this microphone, and then just have that go into OBS. And there you go, you know, low cost entry into live streaming, or just doing talking heads, podcast, whatever it may be. Now let's go ahead and talk about the auto-tune. There you go, voice changer. There you go, right there. And then
the Elder, that's the way it sounds. And then with the Monster, that's the way it sounds. Robot, this is the way it sounds. Robot.
and megaphone, this is the way it sounds with the megaphone.
And then baby, this is the way it sounds with the baby. And then female, this is the way it sounds with the female.
And then male, this is the way it sounds with the male. And then
We cycled all the way back to autotune, and then we're going to hold it down and turn it off. Now, what I will go ahead and say is that it should sound good as far as like what I've found as far as the setup and everything goes. No complaints or anything. I don't really have a way to test the headset thing right now as far as like what it would do to a headset microphone. But in my personal opinion, if you're getting something like this, it's nice to have that headset microphone if you're having like a random guest maybe just randomly show up, and you know you need like a quick second mic. But again, I would have loved to have 2 XLR ports on here and just get rid of the auto-tune, the stuff, or wherever, the voice changer, and just have controls and like maybe some faders, wherever, just a little bit. I will go ahead and say I've seen a hint that Fifine might have a mixer coming out that has 2 microphone inputs. So if you're interested in that, hopefully I can get my hands on it, and subscribe so you can see that in the near future. But yeah, this is the Fifine Tank 6 with the SC8, and this is the way it has sounded. And I think that this microphone sounds really, really good. In my personal opinion, it's probably on par with the Fifine Tank 6. In my video, with the Tank 1, I mean, in my video of the Tank 6, I'm going to talk about what I would use these 2 microphones against, wherever they're more premium ones, based off of research and with their perks and everything. So subscribe for that, because next up is going to be a